Everybody, what's going on? Video with Mr. Albert Lopez. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Friday night. I posted. Let me get everything situated here, and then we'll get started. There you are. As it evolves, got a new setup. Um, Nowhere in the plan. See, that's the part about just doing. Consistency and just doing. That's another one that I'm big on. Um, do as much as you can so you can figure out whether it's working or not. That's probably the biggest growing pain because as you go, you figure out when it does work and everything is great, it's like, yeah, woohoo. But when you do, like, figure out that it doesn't work, it's a little painful, but that's what creates calluses and also creates knowledge. It also creates wisdom because now you can say the same way. That's insanity, of course. You have to change it. Anyways, point in case, I started going live, which I didn't plan that I was going to be kind of doing a daily or a weekly live. Maybe doing this. It may change. It may not stay as doing daily or weekly lives. But as you go, it starts evolving. As you go, it starts kind of changing. Now I have this setup. Now I'm at a different setup, and it's just again, it's growing, and that's pretty exciting and it's pretty fun. And I'm glad I'm over here to. Maybe if you guys ever have any curiosity on kind of how that is, feel free to post it in the comment, ask the question, or ask me any question you want over on Instagram, and we could do it as a topic or kind of what I did and what I took down and what I redid. And I brainstorm with my son, with my daughter, with my wife, the very creative people, which is pretty. And you apply them and they're fun as you do them, and you figure out whether they work or not. And again, we go back where I started. Either you grow and it works, or you don't and it hurts. That rhymed, and you create a callus and you create wisdom, and now you know whether you need to change it or just stop doing it and try something different altogether. Anyways, back on here. I'm gonna go over here and switch something on real quick on the laptop. Be right back. I'm still here. I just want to here we go. Make sure it's working. Be right there. It is, and I bet you I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm gonna see if I'm on Wi-Fi. Let me see. Hold on. There's my hand, of course, swiping the screen, and I wasn't. Hang Hopefully it does. Did that change it all? Chat is open, so at the end, of course, I'll kind of read if anybody comes in and joins. If Geeky Mom comes in or just 10 Pack comes in, I'll check in and say what's up. So I'll be checking that out over here. Today's I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram, but I had posted on my Instagram that I didn't get to go sourcing today. I didn't get to go thrifting today. I try to go every day. My consistent routes, my consistent, and those are my pooches saying hello. My consistent routes, I like going every day, and I like just that'll be another topic. But I love the consistency of checking in and see what they got and see what I can find. And I wasn't able to go today, and it just kind of got late, and then it was gym time and dinner and all that. I still got a few things I got to do, go get my hair cut, and then jump in the shower, of course, and do some take some pictures, do some listings, all that good stuff. So the day's not over. The day's far from being over. So I figured I'd come on here and just kind of do a topic that we could chit chat about a little bit, and hopefully um, these are just kind of maybe an opinion or something I've learned or something that can be useful to anybody out there who enjoys buying clothes for themselves, whether it's thrifted or brand new. But of course, the bigger majority part of it is going to be pre-owned clothing or discount clothing. And of course, some of these will apply also to brand new brick and mortar retail clothing. Some of these rules apply to that or opinions. But in any case, I wanted to come on here since I don't have no. I was gonna pull. I do have some stuff here that I picked up throughout the week that I didn't show in a show and tell. I was gonna grab them, but I figured I'll just do maybe that over the weekend, or I'll do that on a day where maybe there's no topic or somebody, show and tell and I don't have anything, I'll grab that inventory. It's really fun to do a show and tell when it's truly what I got that day. It's just fun to go from the bag to the camera, which is neat. It's still kind of beat up. It's still maybe uh, wrinkled or kind of put together like that, or it's still even exciting to me because I just got it, or my wife picked it up, or whatever. Whether my son or my daughter they grabbed it, it's just kind of neat. Um, but in this case, to take something out that I even if it's like 10x cool or 10x neat, to take it out and show it, it's just not the same. It's not that same day of find. That's just what makes it exciting. So I was thinking about it today. I was like, okay, I do have a list of topics that I would want to make a video about or talk about. And just this little bit. And I figured, hey, let's give it a shot, see if this brings any interest or any entertainment or answers any. I could share some of this information with anybody that may enjoy it. And today's topic I was thinking about, is something that I recently, uh, I did it, which is why I'm coming on here and saying don't do it, because it'll mess things up for anybody who likes or notices details. Um, it's something that I even told myself, don't do it. Anybody, when I taught my son, my daughter how to do this, it was something that I even taught them, but I still did it, and I messed up a piece of clothing that I really liked, and it's one of those. It's not a big deal, but it could be a big deal. Um, so if I could keep anybody from doing it and saving them, oh man, or now I know, or anything. If it's gonna be a gift or something, now you know that you messed it up. It's a popular term when you buy, whether it's a brand new. I used this earlier, but this is old dead stock, but it's still brand new tag. This is a brand new tag from the manufacturer, or you buy a very popular, which is used as an ID at a thrift store or at a discount store. You have their own tag. Now, some places are kind enough to place the tag on the tag, or on like an inside piece of material, or some place where it's not noticeable. However, others, they go through so much clothes, they go through so much volume, they just need to place the tag and move on to the next one. And I get it. And sometimes they'll just put the tag. Sometimes they'll put the tag, like in this case, they'll put it right on the seam where it's not so, the damage could be not so noticeable. And like again, I said a little while ago, it's so tiny it may not be noticeable anyways. But in this case, it's on the seam. But sometimes it'll be placed. Let's see if I got another one here handy. The tag or the tab will be placed, and coincidentally all of them here are close to the shoulder, or maybe this one. Let me see. Okay, maybe not, but anyways, sometimes it'll be like straight on the sleeve, right? Or on the bottom, or sometimes they'll try to do. I know that this particular store I go to often always likes to do them on the seam, which bless their heart for doing that. But sometimes they'll miss and they'll go onto the body, which is the front, whether it's the front tab or the back tab. So it's very popular to say, you pop the tag, you pull the tag, you yank the tag, you tear the tag off, and sometimes you're in a hurry and you just want to wear it, and you just yank it off. Or what I did, I forgot what shirt I had. It had already gone through the laundry. I washed it twice. It was ready to go. I put it on, and then I'm walking, and I notice it's like, oh dang! When I go to the mirror and kind of check out the fit, I kind of saw like I still have my tag, and then I did it. I grabbed it and I yanked it. Boom. Two things. It didn't. I yanked it. It made the hole bigger. But what's worse is that I didn't even successfully tear the tag off. I didn't pop the tag. It actually still stayed there. So I had to do the second one. And of course I wasn't going to cut it. I had to yank it again. By the second time I had really stretched it out. So what happens is you have the tag. You have the tab, the tag, whatever you want to call it. If you yank it, I'm gonna see if the macro lens is gonna work here. If you tag it, I'm sorry, if you pull it, you stretch the hole out. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Let me see if I go this way. You stretch the hole. So if for some reason this tab is really strong that week, you're going to yank it, and that hole, that little tiny hole, is going to stretch out. If you're weak sauce like I am and you don't rip it successfully on the first try, you're going to try again, and it's before it tears, before it gives, before it breaks away, there's going to be a level of pressure between the hole of the clothing item and the tab line, and these things are pretty strong compared to cotton per se. So you'll yank it, and you risk leaving a hole. Back to what I originally said. Could be a big deal, could not be a big deal. After some use, after the item getting washed, after the item getting steam iron, dried, used a little more, no one's going to tell. You probably will forget about it, but that's not the point. The point is, when you're wearing it that day, if you yank it off that day, now you're going to see it, and the first thing you're going to look at every time you look in the mirror, or you're going to be self-conscious of like, man, now this has a hole. What about if that's like a $60 shirt that you just bought? If it's a $120 t-shirt that you just bought, you didn't want that hole there, and then you yank it and now it has it. It's like, oh man, that's kind of what I'm talking about. If the material, let's say, let's give it for instance, what about if you have like one of those really cool paper thin t-shirts, vintage, retro, super old, not super old, whatever, but it's just super thin and very delicate, very fine cotton. You pull that off, not only are you going to have a hole, but you're going to have a big old stretch there. It's going to look like that plastic, that saran wrap, and you kind of that you put over a sandwich, and you kind of maybe you with your finger you kind of press on it, and you're gonna have that big old stretch there. On top of that, you're gonna have a little dot, little dark black dot, that's going to be the hole. A white shirt with a little tiny hole there. Yeah, it's gonna look nice, the V-neck or the crew neck, no graphic or a little graphic, whatever. You got your nice denim shorts on with your nice kicks. You got some nice Nikes going on, or you got some nice Reeboks, Adidas, whatever. But you know that when you stand there, you got that little black dot here, 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 wherever it is, because you yanked it. Also, let's say you bought this really nice old school shirt for your family member or your friend, and you know that he's a big, like in this case, you know he's a big Raiders fan, and you just want to add something else to his collection, and it's just in perfect condition. It's a nice shirt, but before I give it to him, I yank it, and then it leaves, and it just so happens it's weak there, and it just makes a tear. Your friend won't mind. I know my friend wouldn't mind. He'd be happy if it's a Dodger shirt. He's a Dodger fan. He'd be so like jazzed, like, all right, cool, it fits, it looks good. Who cares? But how would it make you feel? Like, oh man, it was seconds ago, it was fine, but I popped the tag and it messed it up. So another one too. What's more, you forget to pop the tag, you don't pull the tag, and then when you give it to your friend, she puts it on, or family member throws it on and says, "Oh look, I forgot this." Boom, he has greasy fingers from the food he was eating or whatever. He pulls it again, he pulls it again, he pulls it again. Now he has a big old stretch thing, and you know he's not gonna wear it again because now she knows that hole's there. This could all be avoided by not popping the tag. Don't pop tags. Best thing to do when it comes to these tags that you see when you buy your clothing, whether, like I said, it's brand new, whether it's discount, whether it's pre-owned, best thing you could do is use some good old scissors. It's going to come out in two parts. What you do is you squeeze it, you cut one end off, bam. You could call that pop the tag, but in this case we'll call slice the tag or cut the tag. You still got that end. Reach in, flip it over, and you're going to find the inside tab. You grab it, you take it out, no issues. sometimes you will have a little tiny hole from the thickness of the plastic, right? I mean, if you want to get that in detail, you might have still that. Best thing to do is just kind of like when you get an ouchie and you smash, oh, there it is right here, like in this case. I don't know if you could see it. It's right there. That's acceptable versus something that's 10 times that size. So what you do is you just kind of massage the fibers because chances are that where's it at? There it is. When this went in, all it did was scoot over the fibers, the cotton fiber, if it's cotton or whatever, if it's cotton or cotton blend or whatever. It didn't really rip anything. It didn't really perforate through an actual thread. It just, the gun is like a needle. It pushes this through, so the threads probably just got pushed to the side and there. When you yank it and you do this, that's when it gets, you got this big hole, and that's when you might even tear some strings, tear some fibers, but you definitely stretch them. And no matter how much you adjust it, it does improve it, but that's depending on how hard you tried and were unsuccessful in popping the tag. That's when you create that stretch, that rip. But when it's a tiny little hole, all you're trying to tell these guys is, hey, listen, Mr. Fibers, Mr. Strings, where'd you guys go? All I need you to do, there it is. All I need you to do is go back into place. So you massage it, you kind of move things around, you kind of use your nails to kind of squeeze it, and you kind of scoot it. I mean, it's just enough to kind of puts everything back to place. And there it is right there. It was in that area there. You can still kind of see it, but like I said, after you wear it, after you launder it, after you dry it, after it's worn, it's just going to disappear. But the magic is, of course, not making it any bigger. The little perforation needle, we'll call it, and the actual tag and actual string just scooted those fibers to the side this much. Where are you at? This much, which is very little. Once you cut it and you take it out, all you're doing is asking all the little fibers to get back into place, close up that little tiny hole, because it's time to rock this gear once again. And that's how you avoid making a big hole, a bigger issue, a bigger hole, a bigger issue, or some kind of an issue out of popping a tag. You want to cut them. You don't want to pop them to avoid any damage to the clothing item. And like I said, if it's softer, you have more of a chance of doing it. If it's denim, if it's a nice solid pair of crispy 501s or something, you're going to yank it. You're probably not going to do anything to the pants. Disclaimer, you may still, if you just keep on going and keep on missing and missing and missing and missing, you can create a little tiny hole there that you're just going to know it's there. So best thing to do is, of course, carefully use the scissors without cutting yourself, of course, and not cutting the garment, and you should be okay. But don't forget, the tip and the secret is to, at the end, massage the fibers, kind of get them all soft. Do one of these, ease them all in, and it'll kind of, everything will get back to normal. That's gonna do it. That's gonna be all I got for you. And as far as not popping tags, avoid popping tags, avoid any damage or holes to your clothes, especially the delicate ones, or the light t-shirts, the lightweight t-shirts, the polo shirts, any kind of shirt that's of a thinner material. That's how you avoid creating any issues or any damage by not popping the tag, but actually cutting the tag. That's gonna do it. Looks like I got nothing on the chat, so that's cool. We won't go back and forth on anything. If you guys have any questions and you're watching this afterwards, please feel free to leave them in the comments. That'll be fun. I'd answer any questions that you may have in regards to this. If you want to follow me over on Instagram, I invite you to do so. You can find the link in the bio, or just go to Instagram and search Mr. Albert Lopez. I kind of do day-to-day activity there in my stories. Check out my stories. Turn me on notifications too, so you know when a post comes up. I do daily questions over there, kind of trying to interact a little bit more with you guys, see if you guys are having same out of curiosity. A lot of these questions are out of curiosity. How many t-shirts do you have? How do you How do you deal with wearing tank tops in the winter, that kind of stuff like that. So go over and follow me on Instagram. I'd love to see you there, and make sure that while you're here on YouTube, if you found this video to be at all helpful, click the thumbs up. Also, I invite you to subscribe here to the channel, and make sure you hit that bell. I come on here, I try to come on here a few times during the week with the live, which I do clothing haul show and tell. It's a show where I show you exactly what I scored on that day, what I found, and that mainly is thrift store clothing, discount store clothing, and I kind of go through everything I found directly from the bag to the camera, so it shows you exactly what I found. Over on Instagram, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to show you kind of if I found anything at that at the stores that day, or if it was a strike and I didn't get anything. That way you'll know what we're going to talk about on YouTube that night, whether it's going to be a clothing haul show and tell, or whether it's going to be a topic which I'm going to talk about since I have nothing to show that day. So make sure that I'll get to that in just a second. Make sure that you hit the notification bell, because I do come on live, and this way you'll know when I'm live. You can come in here and check out what I'm talking about. But if you miss it, that's cool. Check out the replay, and we'll go from there. And I think I got one comment which I highly appreciate. Let's go see what it's about. My man, all right, Flippin' Hustler, thanks for coming in. You can watch this on the retake, on the replay. I hope it brings a little bit. It's probably a lot of you guys have been doing this for a while, probably know this already. I've been buying used clothing for a long time. I didn't realize that it was just so basic and so simple, and you can keep. It took like a really cool shirt that I liked. I don't know. I wasn't even sure if it was my shirt or if it was my wife's shirt. Where I did that, I yanked it and I missed, and I yanked it and I missed. I guess it was mine because I remember doing this. I yanked it and it didn't go. I yanked it and it didn't rip. By the third one, I finally got it, and I was a little bit like aggravated, like, dang it, I can't believe that it didn't snap. But then when it did, I saw the little tiny dot, and I was like, no, and it was like a real soft shirt, real soft t-shirt, and I had that nice little dot on there, which was a bummer. So bringing that over to you guys, see if that helps. And that should do it. Let me know in the comments if you got to the end here. Here's the question of the day. Let me know in the comments if this has ever happened to you. If you have popped the tag and it damaged the garment. And two, I also want to know if any one of you actually use cutting utensils such as scissors to cut the tags from your clothing items. Thanks for watching. My name is Mr. Albert Lopez. This is the Mr. Albert Lopez YouTube channel. A couple of little links in the bio. Check them out. That's including my Instagram and my store. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, Saturday, and see if it's going to be a show and tell clothing haul, or it'll be another topic. Have a good one. We'll see you later. Bye.